Our story begins in the 17th century. This is when the vast territory known as Carolina was granted to 8 English noblemen. King Charles II awarded them this land in 1663. The territory stretched from the Atlantic coast westward to the Pacific Ocean. It encompassed lands that would later become North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Georgia. The king envisioned Carolina as a haven for English settlers and a source of wealth for the crown. He hoped for riches from the New World. However, the vastness of Carolina presented a daunting challenge from the outset. The 8 proprietors faced the daunting task of governing and developing this sprawling domain. They quickly discovered that managing this enormous territory was no easy feat. The sheer distance between settlements made communication and transportation incredibly difficult. This reality would sow the seeds of division between the northern and southern parts of Carolina. The Carolina colony struggled with its immense size and geographical diversity. The proprietors envisioned a feudal system with themselves as overlords. However, this vision proved difficult to implement in the face of practical challenges. The northern and southern regions of Carolina developed along distinct paths. The north, characterized by dense forests and a rugged coastline, attracted settlers seeking their fortunes in timber, tobacco, and naval stores. Life was harsh in the north. Settlers relied on their own resilience and resourcefulness. Meanwhile, the south, with its fertile lowlands and navigable rivers, proved more hospitable to large-scale agriculture. This attracted wealthy planters who established vast estates worked by enslaved Africans. This reliance on slave labor would come to define the South's economy and society. As the 17th century progressed, so too did the differences between North and South Carolina. The economies of the two regions diverged, shaping their social structures and cultural identities. North Carolina, with its small farms and reliance on free labor, developed more egalitarian society. The rugged terrain and scattered settlements fostered a spirit of independence and self-reliance. Education and religious freedom were highly valued. In contrast, South Carolina's plantation economy created a rigid social hierarchy. Wealthy planters held most of the land and power. The reliance on enslaved labor shaped every aspect of life in the South. Social interactions were defined by class and race. Grand plantation homes became symbols of wealth and power. By the late 17th century, Carolina existed as 2 distinct entities in all but name. The proprietors, realizing the impracticality of governing such a divided territory, had already begun to administer the North and South separately. In 1691, the colony formally appointed a deputy governor to oversee the northern region. This marked a crucial step towards the eventual split. Finally, in 1712, Carolina was officially divided into 2 separate colonies, North Carolina and South Carolina. This division was driven by a multitude of factors: economic differences, geographical barriers, and contrasting social structures all contributed to the split. The proprietors, eager to maintain control, hoped that dividing the colony would make it easier to govern. In 1729, both North and South Carolina transitioned from proprietary colonies to royal colonies. This meant they were now directly ruled by the British Crown. While this change brought greater stability, it also fueled tensions with the mother country. Under royal rule, both Carolinas prospered economically. North Carolina continued its trade in timber, naval stores, and agricultural products. South Carolina's rice and indigo plantations flourished, enriching the colony's elite. However, the seeds of discontent were sown as colonists chafed under British mercantilist policies that restricted their economic freedom. Throughout the 18th century, the Carolinas developed distinct political and social identities. North Carolinians, known for their independent spirit, often clashed with royal governors. South Carolinians, while also resentful of British interference, were more closely aligned with the Crown due to their economic interests. The American Revolution ignited long-simmering tensions between the colonies and Great Britain. Both North and South Carolina played crucial roles in the fight for independence. North Carolina, despite being deeply divided over the issue of independence, ultimately provided crucial manpower and resources to the Continental Army. The pivotal Battle of Guilford Courthouse, fought in North Carolina in 1781, weakened British forces and paved the way for the American victory at Yorktown. South Carolina, initially hesitant to embrace the revolution, became a battleground for some of the war's most brutal fighting. The Siege of Charleston, the Battle of Camden, and the partisan warfare that raged across the Carolina backcountry demonstrated the colony's commitment to the cause of liberty. The American Revolution forged a new nation, and both North and South Carolina emerged as proud states within the newly formed United States of America. However, the legacy of their division persisted. The economic and cultural differences that had driven the split in 1712 continued to shape the destinies of the two Carolinas. North Carolina, with its more diversified economy and commitment to education, embarked on a path of steady growth. South Carolina, heavily reliant on agriculture and deeply entrenched in the institution of slavery, grappled with the challenges of a changing world. The division of the Carolinas stands as a testament to the enduring power of geography, economics, and culture in shaping the course of history. It serves as a reminder that even within a unified nation, regional identities can endure, shaping the political, social, and economic landscapes for generations to come.